68 minutes and 17 seconds. Ah! Oh, my core is going to be so strong for cycling. Man, those planks are amazing, said nobody ever. Now, if you're actually serious about improving your core, and core is everything between your neck, elbows, and knees. But if you subscribe to the HV training channel, you already know that the core is everything between your neck, elbows, and knees. These 3 exercises that we're going to cover today are going to do far more for you than some really poorly executed planks or just doing planks for minutes. And we're going to tell you exactly why that is. Now, the first thing you have to understand about being able to perform or develop performance is we have to understand what exactly the core's job is in the body. And the core, as most people think about it, is our stomach, but really it's everything, again, between the neck, elbows, and knees. Now, when you look at this, the muscles of the midsection aren't like the rest of the body's muscles, where they have antagonist and antagonist. When you flex one, the other one relaxes or contracts. It doesn't work like that. Instead, the job of the muscles of the midsection are to deflect forces around the spine, and they have to learn how to work together. So if you're serious about getting better on the bike or feeling better in your day-to-day life, these 3 exercises are going to be at the forefront for allowing you to be able to perform better on the bike and to have better, longer-lasting joint health because they're in the right positions. If you want to learn more about this, you can check out my Training Peaks University courses, Strength Training for Cycling Success, or Strength Training for Triathlon Success, or if you're a coach or a trainer who wants to learn really deep and the why and how behind it, as well as the exact systems and approaches, head on over to the Human Vortex Training website and sign up for the Insiders List for the Strength Training for Cyclists certification course. Now let's take a look at the 3 exercises. Number 1 is going to be the McGill Crunch. Now none of this is going to be a surprise, again, if you've subscribed here or you've followed me for the last couple of years, but this exercise is butchered all over the internet. So we're going to show you how it's actually meant to be done. First things first, Jordana's going to take her hands and put them into a diamond underneath her lower back, maintaining her natural lower back arch. Very important. We don't want to flatten it. We don't want to increase it. Her fingertips are going to act as pressure sensors, allowing her to know if she's pushing her hips too much into the ground or if she's arching her back as she does this. She's going to choose one leg to straighten and keep the other leg bent on the ground. As it is. Doesn't matter either or. Now when she straightens the leg, it is important to have the toes up at 90 degrees and relax the quadricep. Now from here, what we'd like for Jordana to do, let's actually bring the hands up a little bit higher, so you're going to be under the arch of your back. There you go. Right there. Good. So I just wanted to correct her because she was more underneath her butt as opposed to her lower back. Now from here, what I'd like for you to do is lift the elbows off the ground. And do you remember the shielded breath exercise we did a while back? If you haven't seen that, check out above. I want you to do a shielded breath, and you're going to pivot right around the mid of your chest. Your head and your rib cage move as one piece, and you're going to make it so the scale under your head reads 0. That's it. Good? Okay, let's make the scale read 0. Boom, that's it. And down. So I want you to come half that distance as you brace. Right there. That's it. Okay, now we're going to try and hold that for a count of 3. Okay, 2, 1, relax. Okay, now what I noticed is her quadricep fired. Now she said before we started recording today, your quadriceps are sore. So what I want you to do, pull that toe up towards your shin and then keep the rest of the leg relaxed. Okay, so we're going to do the exact same thing. Right there. 3, 2, 1, relax. A little bit better. Now let's try and do it all in one motion. So as you brace, as you tisk, you're also going to come off the ground. Right there. 2, 3, hold, 4, 5, down. Better. So her head is coming up a little bit more than I'd like off the ground, but you notice it's not a huge movement at all. Let's do one with half the distance. Half. Right there. Harder. Down. So that is the exercise. If you look at a lot of them on the internet, even the decent ones, they come a little bit high. It's really important to pay attention. So even if you come up past and then lower down, as you saw, she was able to actually nod her head. That's how much of an athlete she was, or is, I should say. it's a hard movement. So this is the McGill Crunch. Start off with a set of 5, holding for about 3 seconds. Now, if you'd like to increase the difficulty, I'm going to show you how to do that really quickly. And this is only because she's an athlete and she knows how to do this. She's giving me a look like, are you kidding me? All right, we're going to try and breathe behind the brace. So you're going to Tisk, come up. So full 360 brace. Nope, try again. So she's already thinking about the breathing. So now we've got to take you back. You're going to brace. Right there, and breathe. And down. Okay, I want you to try and get that coordinated just a little bit more. And down. So you can see she's struggling with that a little bit. So we wouldn't be quite there. I'd want to coach her for this. But for those of you who can do the McGill Crunch for 1 set of 10, holding for 10 seconds correctly all the way through, you can go back, decrease the amount of time, and do 5 breaths that way instead. Now the second exercise is going to be the side plank, but we're going to do side plank top foot forward with a very specific set and rep scheme. Let's take a look at that. The way we're going to set up for this is we're actually going to have a little bit kind of like a split stance. So the top leg is going to be forward, the bottom leg is going to be behind you a little bit with the knee on the ground. What we're looking for is the nose, chest, and zipper to stay in a nice straight line. So before Jordana comes up, she's going to want to brace her midsection. She's going to lift her chest up towards the ceiling a little bit. Now from here, her hips are going to come up towards you on a ramp, up and forward, forward, forward. All right, let's come back down. Let's have you scoot back on the mat a little bit. There you go. Okay, so chest, nose, and zipper in a straight line. You're going to take your hips up and forward towards the camera. Up and forward, and then you're going to kick this foot out and up. So this is how we're going to get into, no, keep it on the ground. This is how we're going to get into the position. There we go. So side plank, top foot forward. We're going to hold for 7 seconds, and then we're going to come back and down for 3. Bend the knee to the ground. Leg comes back, hips back and down. Good, okay? Chest, nose, and zipper. Up and forward. Good, kick that leg out. Boom, good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, hinge back. So we're working also on the deadlift. One more time. Chest, nose, and zipper. Up and forward. Kick the leg out. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, back and down, and relax. The reason we do the exercise in this fashion, it's called the Russian pyramid, or it's a style of the Russian pyramid. When you hold a muscle for a contraction longer than about 7 or 8 seconds, you've now starved that muscle of oxygen. And what that means is you're relying more on the local metabolic properties to be able to support that movement. And many of us just don't do a very good job at that. So we, as you saw at the beginning of the video, we make adaptations, which we don't want. So going through this fashion, you're practicing your hip hinge, you're teaching the obliques and the entire 360-degree midsection to fire together to get that hinge done properly and keep proper posture. And you're going to build faster strength endurance than just hanging out in a good old side plank. Let's move on to our last exercise, which is going to be the quadruped straight leg kickback. Now, for those of you who know the McGill Big 3, usually we would move into a bird dog. However, as cyclists and triathletes, many of us have a challenge in that we just don't have really good glute movement. So we're going to go on to hands and knees, and we're going to look at the straight leg kickback. So this is a lower version, or one of the levels, I should say, of the bird dog. When you can execute this properly, and Jordana can already do a regular one, but this video is for you guys, and that's why you subscribe down below, hit the bell icon, and commented if you're able to do this well or not. So she's going to take the shoulders directly over the wrists, not any closer, not any further, and the hips directly over the knees. From here, she's going to brace her midsection. She's going to move only from the glute. So she's going to drag her foot on the ground, and then if she can, if her hamstrings are quiet, she can bring the heel up towards the ceiling a little bit, firing in through the glute, and then back down. Now, when she's doing this, what we're looking for is the glute to do the work, and for her to have fantastic core control. So her rib cage and pelvis don't separate from one another. She's not swaying side to side. Let's go for a set of 5 repetitions at your own tempo. So she's going to be able to kick back, come up. She's being very mindful that the glute is the only thing working, nothing else, no hamstring, nothing, nothing, nothing. Midsection, full 360-degree bracing. She's pushing the floor away. Notice her shoulder blades are forward and down a little bit on her rib cage, and she's able to get great movement. Now, because Jordana can do this, and many of you have already subscribed here and are able to do this exercise, let's take a look at what the full bird dog would look like. Let's go right arm, left hip. So the full bird dog, level 3, would be bringing the hand back and then sweeping, and notice up, so now she lost just a little bit. Let's fix it, keep going. So I don't want her to reset, I want her to learn on the fly because I know she can do it. There we go, good. Glute and shoulder. So the only thing she's moving about right now are the ball and socket joints. She's not moving her upper torso, she's not flexing, she's not bringing the knee to the elbow. And if you watched our top 3 mistakes for bird dogs video, you'll have seen this and the correction for it and why we do it this way. Last one, and relax. So she's actually getting tired, not at the midsection, but at the shoulder. You notice she kind of slammed down there just a little bit. But these are the 3 exercises in this order, in this fashion, that will help you to be able to increase your performance. Notice there's no long planks in there, nothing over 7 seconds right now. We don't have anything crazy crunching. We are trying to teach you spinal stability, great posture, and how to move from the hip and shoulder while producing full 360-degree abdominal bracing. This is going to be revolutionary for many of you. It's going to be frustrating for most of you. It is a completely new skill that you need to learn and practice. So if you found today's video to be useful in helping you to be able to learn and begin to train your core for performance, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button down below and comment. Did any of this really surprise you? And after you've been doing this for about 2 weeks, what are you feeling? What's changed? When you're done with that, head on over to the Human Vortex Training website and download your free gift. Until next time, remember, train smarter, not harder, because it is all about you.